Bethesda is, in fact, doing another E3 press conference this year. They said after last year's, which everybody kind of agreed went really well, Pete Hines did a great job hosting it. The content was solid. It was all gameplay focused. They didn't mess around with aging soccer stars or any of that stuff.
I think they heard our show and they're like, yeah, they're right. We should
You're gonna take the credit?
Yeah, we'll take
Good
the
job,
credit.
us.
I totally didn't think they were gonna have one.
No, I didn't.
You
either.
are a madman.
No, I
did
totally
not
didn't
either.
think because I don't. They're no matter what they have, nothing's gonna be as big as revealing Fallout 4.
No, but they don't need
Except
to
for
top-
Elder Scrolls 6.
which they're not going to do.
so- cannot happen
let's
this
start
The
there.
Fallout 4 DLC for the
Exactly.
next year.
But that's not as
Exactly.
big as Fallout 4.
No,
Yeah,
but
it's
nothing
pretty
will
big.
be. Nothing at this
nothing
year's
is
E3
as
will be.
nothing at E3 will probably be as big as the reveal of Fallout 4.
But they still have other stuff. Like they have a lot of studios.
And
they have
that's
a lot of games.
That's what I want to talk about is what do we think is going to be there?
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah,
guessing
I'm saying Fallout 4 DLC. There's no way they don't talk
but
about
that's
it.
that's a 5 to 10 minute footnote.
No. They could talk about the whole season pass, like all 4 episodes, go over briefly,
I would
like less and
zone
less
out.
Yeah,
info.
I think
I
it'd
would
be
zone
super
out.
boring.
Yeah.
Why would that be boring? Like you have no idea what it is. Do you remember the Fallout 3 DLC content
Operation
they did?
Anchorage.
Yeah, it was like
There was
you
some cool
you
stuff.
like
It was
infiltrated
fine.
like a slave quarters.
It's-
You fought aliens.
But
Like
in
it was
a-
all unique, interesting
E3 to
things.
me isn't about DLC.
Correct.
Every
about-
E3 since Destiny was revealed has been about Destiny DLC,
See, here's
and
the thing
they
is-
take a 15-minute.
Yeah, but
chunk.
I don't
think-
find that interesting.
I think,
But they
the
also don't
Fallout-
have a press conference that they're trying to woo people.
Well, okay, I'm not saying the whole conference is going to be Fallout 4, but it will be a large chunk.
It
of
also
course,
won't be
yeah,
like
yeah.
Operation Anchorage. It won't. I don't think, and I would love it if they did small, short story, standalone things. But I really don't think it's going to be that for Fallout 4. I think Fallout 4's DLC is not going to be that. It's going to be like what was the Skyrim one? The big one. Like, it was huge.
like a
Oblivion had one too.
Oh,
where it's like-
Oblivion's was.
where you went to the Mushroom Palace.
Yeah, I reviewed
something
it.
Islands?
Shivering Isles.
Yeah.
Shivering Isles. It'll be
Yeah.
a gigantic new space. It'll be somewhere you haven't been with characters you've never met. Like a smaller story like they did with Fallout 3, but on a much larger scale. I think it'll be a big deal. I don't think it's going to be a bunch of small things.
I would love for you to be right, but the idea of I would refute that only because a season pass, I don't think, like a season pass, I think sort of inherently it carries this definition of a lot of
Did they
pieces.
sell one of those?
What?
Didn't they?
Did they sell a season pass?
They did. They said,
Yeah.
"Buy it now, trust us."
Interesting.
Remember?
Right.
Okay,
and we
yeah.
ripped
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Well, as we do
As
everyone.
we do.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it could be a combination of both, right? Like, it could be, okay, here's the gigantic new area,
Yeah.
and then a bunch of short stories in it.
If it is a new area, it'll be within the existing world, and they'll like have you go through a tunnel or something to get to it. Because I don't think they're gonna like expand the map or like send you to, or it'll be a confined space like an alien spaceship because it's easier technologically.
That's what
Yeah,
happened
yeah.
with Shivering Isles. Is you took a portal to it from in Oblivion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, so Destin believes Fallout 4 DLC will be
That's a part of it.
a substantial chunk.
Yeah.
But you're advocating that.
They'll go over sales and stuff too during that time. Talk about the success of Fallout
Mitch Dyer,
4.
do we agree that your potential Mitch Dyer game of the year, Dishonored 2, if it delivers everything the first one did, because that was your game of the year from 2012.
Love that game.
That's got to be the headliner, right? Dishonored 2.
It'll be. I feel like that'll be 2016's Fallout 4, right, where it takes up a huge amount of the presentation.
Yeah,
You'll see long gameplay demos. You'll talk.
That's what I mean, my headliner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Raph and
Dishonored 2
Harvey
will
are going to
be
talk about
huge.
a lot. On
Yeah,
stage.
I'm super stoked for Dishonored 2, but I
Not
feel like
mainstream.
it's kind of a niche headliner.
But I feel like they want it to not be that.
Sure,
They
exactly.
want
I
it to
agree
be the
with
game
Mitch.
where you're like, because the first one did really well, but not to the point where it's like, oh, this is like Bethesda's big new
Right.
franchise.
It wasn't a breakthrough
Yeah,
new franchise.
but with like a super rad like 10-15 minute demo, like you could definitely put
where
that
you
game
show
out.
off like a bunch of really awesome new skills, cool places,
Cool
big,
story stuff. Yeah.
Stealth and
Yeah.
that can
story.
really drive
Yeah.
home how awesome this game is.
Yeah.
I hope so. I want that to be the next big thing because people who haven't played Dishonored are seriously missing out.
Yeah.
I still don't believe you, Ryan, that Doom's coming out before E3. Because
I agree.
They've been so
completely.
They've
no
been
way.
so quiet about it. No
They've been
PR.
They've been
no,
running. They just
no
did
marketing.
They just did a PC Gamer cover. They just did a
it
Game
was
Informer
GI,
cover.
yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
there was a PC Gamer cover
There
fairly
may
recently.
Do they
as
have
well, but
anything on TV yet?
They've been well, most games don't do any TV
until like
until
well, when is
yeah.
it? April?
I mean, they've said spring.
yeah.
So that's
no way.
That could be anywhere till June 21st.
up until E3.
Yeah.
But and they've been running. There have been 2 closed multiplayer tests. So, yeah, I mean, I think it will be spring because that game's already been delayed.
I'll believe it when I see it. Just
I mean, that's fair. It's fair.
Their demo last year was pretty good.
Well,
Like,
let me put it
people
this
see
way,
what
though.
it was like.
Even if Doom isn't out before E3, there's no way it's going to be a substantial part of their press conference because it was a huge piece. It was like the number 2 game in last year's press conference.
What they opened with?
They opened with.
I thought they opened with Doom.
They did. You're right.
Okay.
Thank you. They did. And it was a really great demo.
Yeah, it was great.
It was the first time we actually got to see the single player campaign. In
Well,
action.
if it's not Doom, I wonder what other major name that's a shooter they could possibly do.
Just hold on. Settle down. Elder Scrolls Online. You figure there'll be another big expansion shown for that.
I'm gonna
probably
do a real swift bathroom break then.
I think it's
the ballad plays. You get to take a break.
Yeah.
You get to go pee
Andrew,
and get
I gotta
another
pee.
beer.
I'm taking the opposite approach. I'm predicting that this game is shut down in 2016.
Wow.
What?
not shut down.
You are
They'll
nuts.
support it.
Oh.
They're
It's-
not going to continue.
It's just hit
adding
its
to it.
stride now that it's on the consoles.
I don't think it's gonna.
You're
last.
crazy.
You're
like
crazy.
now, like they have an established player
Like
base
it.
and everything.
Wild card, Mitch.
Yeah. Is it free to play or is it subscription?
It's pay $60 and then you don't have to pay anymore.
It's like
basically
Billboard.
like
Okay.
Destiny, effectively.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you pay for the little DLC.
Do you know the
right?
public, like the damage it would do to the Elder Scrolls brand if they shut that game down?
I feel like they
It's
need to.
too harsh of a reaction.
I also feel like when they inevitably shut it down, it has to be like, but here's the sequel to Skyrim.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's too soon for that.
We're devoting
I
the
think.
resources to
you know,
Skyrim.
Let's talk about that. So I've gotten a lot of tweets and we've gotten emails to the show. People think that, oh, well, of course they're gonna reveal Elder Scrolls 6.
Not a
No,
chance.
right?
Development of that
Not a
game
chance
is
in hell.
a dream right
It
now.
exists.
That's what
it might not
people-
even
yeah.
exist on paper.
It's in
yet.
Todd's notebook.
Pretty much.
I mean, it is.
See,
It's the Fallout team is the Elder Scrolls team. And
Yeah.
so
One team.
Yeah, and so Fallout was done 3
4
months ago.
years.
Oh no,
It
but I'm just
took-
saying.
yes.
Fallout finished a couple months ago, so they are.
And they're doing DLC stuff, which
And it is.
they might be
Part of
doing,
the team.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Like it might be part of that team and part of the
Yeah.
team in Montreal that they just
Right.
opened.
Yeah.
Like,
People want that, and they're so hopeful for it. They're like, yeah, they're gonna say it.
I mean, here's the
curb
thing.
your expectations. That's
Chill.
not happening.
Video game companies,
They need more time.
well, companies, period, are predictable. I mean, well, forget it. Human beings are predictable. When something works, you're going to keep doing that something until it doesn't work. So that would suggest that they will follow the same plan for Elder Scrolls 6 that
it
they did
4
with
years?
Fallout 4, where everybody knows they're making it, but they won't announce it until like the month before. They'll blow it out at E3 2018
Yeah,
because
sounds right.
it's probably going to be a 3-year dev cycle.
Yes.
Fallout was 4, but there was a console
That was
transition
learning the
there.
hard way, Yeah.
Maybe we get a super basic tease.
I don't
next
think
year.
so.
But
I
that
don't
would
think
be.
so at all.
I don't even
logo,
think
so
so.
many
I'm
will
kind of with
say-
you guys,
Because
but like,
look at the
I don't know.
Look at the impact that Fallout 4 announcement and that Fallout 4 E3 presentation had, and they rode that thing right to launch with such a short window.
Remember how
and
they
the game
handled
was huge.
Remember how they handled Skyrim though? They did that tease of the wall,
But
the
I'm
brick
saying-
wall, and then logo, and
Yeah, but
that was
like
like it.
years
That was a
ago.
lot,
Yeah.
and they have since evolved from that to what they did with Fallout 4.
True.
Since
So-
then, Bethesda's become a publisher of
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
stuff, big stuff.
Smarter about how they market.
Yeah, I just think there's no reason why they would deviate from the Fallout plan with,
Yeah,
with
it
Elder
works
Scrolls 6,
super well.
Which means we all know they're making it. They'll deny it because they have to.
Yeah.
but also they have shareholders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think E3, May of 2018, it'll be, oh, here's the announced trailer, we're doing it,
Yeah.
and then
E3
E3 a month later, it'll
gameplay.
be the blowout, and then they'll run right to a November
I
release.
think that makes a lot of sense.
Not a chance this year. Sorry,
No.
sorry,
So,
fans.
Yeah, totally agree.
We want it to, but
I
not
would
gonna
bet
happen.
a steak dinner on that, not just an In-N-Out lunch.
Wow. Yikes.
In fact, somebody's gonna owe me a steak dinner. Was it
Why?
Vince? I think
What was
over
the bet?
Destiny 2. I think that was a steak.
What
bet.
was the bet with Destiny 2?
Or was it one of you guys?
Oh,
Somebody
No,
said
you made
that-
the Battlefront 2 bet with Mitch, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's a Mitch bet. Somebody bet me that there wouldn't be a Destiny. It was the same thing, that there wouldn't
No
be a
Destiny
Destiny 2. It would just evolve.
That wasn't me.
Yeah. Anyway.
No,
Yeah.
probably
So what
Destiny
else?
2 this year.
What
Yeah.
else at the Bethesda conference? I got to figure that Tango Gameworks
Evil
is
Within.
ready to show something because that Evil Within came out fall of 2014.
Yeah, so it'll be almost
Yes.
2 years.
A year
after.
and a half.
Yeah. That's DLC out into the next year, though.
Yeah, but again,
They'll have
Yeah.
something though. Like
Do you think it's
part of the team
Wolfenstein?
will have been DLC?
No, Tango.
Or,
Shinji
sorry.
Mikami's game.
I'm looking at our
Evil Within
Stop
2,
cheating.
maybe,
Stop
or
cheating.
something new.
Probably something new.
I think it's gonna be something new. Yeah, I don't think the Evil Within was received pretty well. I don't
Pretty-
think it
no,
sold
p-
super
pretty well.
Yeah, pretty well. I
Yeah.
just don't think. I don't know. I don't know if that has franchise.
I agree.
Sorry, I meant to say not Wolfenstein, which I'm excited to talk about, but Evil Within 2. I don't think that'll happen. Do you guys think they're working on a different product?
Literally what we're talking
That's the
about.
conversation we're having.
It's literally
Destin.
the conversation we're
Destin.
having.
I don't know what's wrong
We're
with me
mid
today.
that
Never mind.
conversation.
He's in,
I
he's in
just
segue
wanted to
mode.
correct my mistake.
He's in segue mode.
Yeah.
So
I think, if Tango shows something, I think. I don't know. I imagine new.
I would
IP.
love to see Shinji Mikami go like crazy with something completely different.
Yeah,
Right? Like the Evil Within was sort of what if I got to do
It was
Resident Evil 4
4.5.
again?
Right.
Yeah.
What if he did something as inventive as that for the new generation?
what if he did a VR horror game?
Nope.
No.
Nope. I mean, it's possible. I don't want that. Get me out of there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Because your dreams would be haunted for the
yeah.
rest of
I
your
mean,
life.
honestly, one of the things is I think everyone is going to have a VR section of their press conferences.
No.
Third parties,
Not
included.
Microsoft.
Not.
AR.
AR, yeah, HoloLens.
Yeah, so I think
I don't think this year.
I think this year, Oculus will already be out,
Just
Vive will
Sony.
already be out, Morpheus or
I don't
PSVR will be
think-
close to being out. I think we're going to definitely see. We know there's a giant internal team at Ubisoft that's
Yep.
working on
If
VR
Bethesda
projects.
does that, it'll be this game supports VR. It's not going to be we're making
no,
a
that
game.
I don't
for
think that'll be a
VR.
thing ever.
Ubisoft
It will not be
supports
game support
literally every platform
Yeah.
launch. It's part of their strategy. They,
Like you
Even
can
at a
play
Wii U
Doom
game.
with VR.
They had
That's
no
what I
Kinect
think.
games.
No. Like
And-
I don't think if you're making a game for VR, your game is coming out in VR.
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
So the last thing that I think could happen at this Bethesda press conference, because remember, it might be an hour, it might be an hour and a half, but we've already talked about Dishonored 2 as probably the 15-20 minute headliner.
We're gonna finish it up with a big old battle cry
Fallout
demo.
4 DLC, Elder Scrolls Online expansion, unless Mitch gets it canceled.
I don't think it'll be by E3. I think by
Wow,
years.
the
by
blood's
years
on your
end.
hands, Dyer.
Lady Macbeth. Something from Tango, whether it's Evil Within 2 or
Totally.
something else.
It'll
Now,
be a
the-
scary game.
The other thing I think could happen, and I want to happen, is a new title from Machine Games.
Yes.
The guys that, of course, they were the core members of the Starbreeze team
who
that
made
went
Riddick.
and made Riddick, and then they went and started the new studio with under ZeniMax and Bethesda. They gave us Wolfenstein: The New Order, which is one of the best first-person shooters, period, and particularly one of the best first-person shooter, single-player first-person
totally.
shooters in a number
That
of
game was
years.
way better than it had any right to be.
Yeah.
Like I went in so low, and I'm like, oh, this game's awesome.
After that first level that was
as
just
soon as
not
you-
good, the rest of it was amazing.
Yeah.
So here's what I think. I wonder, now Bethesda owns all of id Software and thus all of id Software's properties. They just
Rage
rebooted
2.
Wolfenstein.
I was just about to say, are we raging?
no.
We're not raging. No one's ever raging again.
Rage
But
against the machine games.
I would love to see Machine Games give the Wolfenstein single-player narrative-driven shooter treatment to a Quake reboot.
I really thought we were going to see that last year.
I could
It's
totally get
exactly
behind
what I
that.
thought we'd see that last year.
Yeah, I mean, because that's a series that has ever
Quake's
since
huge.
Ever since Team Arena, that game has not caught it. That series has not caught a break. Like,
Well,
Quake
I mean,
4 was
I
cool.
wonder-
it sort of lives a quiet
Nothing
life
blew
as the browser-based
Yeah.
multiplayer sort of esport thing.
Yeah.
So that's where I was going to go with this, obviously, is that I think instead of doing a single-player narrative thing, as good as they are at that, I feel like if Quake is coming back, they're not the right team for it, because the team they're going to want for it is going to be religiously devoted to competitive gaming. Because
See,
Quake
but-
is so
But that's
important
exactly
to
my point,
shooter
though. I mean,
esports.
I feel like, how do you make Quake interesting again?
Yeah.
Have Machine Games make a narrative-driven campaign and make that universe incredibly interesting. The
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
thing they did
Yeah.
for Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Quake's really tough. That's a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, and I think
some
they
good,
could do it,
there's-
though.
There's cool lore there.
Yeah.
In fact, you could even, I'm going to go real deep on you right now. The original version of Quake was more of a medieval
Yeah, it was almost
bent
like
with like
Hexen.
dragons
Yeah.
and
Oh, man,
stuff,
Hexen.
and you had an axe at one point, and then it sort of evolved past that, and they did went more with the pure shooter sci-fi stuff.
I really love that idea, but I also really want Machine Games to not be tethered to an existing property and to just like gloves off, go nuts with whatever you can do creatively and just make your own thing.
But see, I want them to make that own thing out of Quake.
Sure.
Yeah.
Take Quake and sort of
I
redefine
worry-
what it
Right.
is.
Right, like make
exactly.
whatever you want, but call it Quake. Like it's make your own sci-fi thing, call it Quake.
Yes.
Yeah. I worry that like Duke Nukem, Quake's kind of like I don't know if it could come back today the way that it used to be. Like I think if they announced a new Quake, sure that would be great, but I don't think
Duke's
it would
thing
get
though,
the
like
resounding
the problem with Duke
excitement.
is it has an attitude problem. Quake didn't.
Yeah.
And Quake is also.
but it's also like he's
it's-
talking about dragons and how it's kind of goofy
Well,
and stuff like
I'm
that.
getting
How do
off
you sell
track.
that today?
That's
You
not
know?
goofy. I don't know. Skyrim.
No, but
Skyrim
they
sold.
could also.
That's designed that way.
I mean, I'm talking about the original Quake had that sort of fantasy theme, and then the shipping version of Quake was a bit more. It's kind of had some of that, but it had a little more sci-fi. And then, I mean, they could do it in the vein of Quake 2, which was very much a
Dark sci-fi.
science fiction, dark sci-fi thing. But I just feel like those guys could make Quake amazing
Yeah.
again in a single player way that we don't get good single player games shooters that much anymore.
Yeah.
to be fair, it's hard for me to think of, but Doom looks great. So I have faith that they could.
What if here, Mitch?
Do that.
I'm going to throw out a crazy idea, which you
Hit
may
me.
call me stupid for. And you're welcome to do so.
That'd be real mean, Mitch.
What if we can both win on this? What if Machine Games does a Quake reboot, Wolfenstein style, but then the Battle Cry people make the multiplayer component for it? Because Battle Cry wasn't
That game.
It's not a bad game. I played it, but it didn't have a hook, right?
Yeah.
And that's why they quietly got rid of it.
Yeah, that game's definitely not coming out, right?
I
don't
I
think
played it
so.
2 years ago,
And nobody
it
said
was-
a word about it last year.
Correct.
And we're about to be in a post-Overwatch / Battleborn.
That as
world
well.
where- Again,
Yeah,
we've
I
already
bet
talked
people
about how
are
the
like
market
get
is,
away from those properties.
Well, and we're also
No,
like the
yeah.
market's oversaturated and nothing has come out yet, which is insane.
that is
Yeah.
The
insane.
hero shooter. I think one studio you left off here that
Yep.
I think we'll see
Hit me.
something is Arcane Austin. Sort of that
Formerly
that
Prey
team.
2?
Yeah, and so whether it's
Formerly Dishonored.
yeah,
Right.
And so whether it's whatever Prey became or a completely new IP or something interesting, I think we
I'd
could
be
see
on
a
board for
tease
that.
from whatever they're working.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be Austin.
Prey 2 looked cool.
Like
Like
I
the
like you. You
concept.
can stay.
Oh yes, I was about to say I'll show myself out. Yeah, I'm excited though. E3
I think maybe take the Prey name off of Prey 2.
praise.
Oh,
Yeah.
Prey's gone.
Yeah.
Praise the
Well,
sun.
that was Prey.
Yeah, but take what they had and make something better.
well, that was the thing. They couldn't. That was why
It's
Prey
somebody
2 got
else's
canceled.
game.
Anyway, final note on this: they will be occupying the same slot they had last year, so you're going to want to watch it live on IGN, 7 p.m. Pacific
Sunday night.
on Sunday night, which is June 12th.
Sunday's gonna be a real busy day.
Yeah,
keep it
We
locked.
got the EA stuff starts in the afternoon, so yeah, you gotta, like we said last week, you gotta plan your E3, move everything up a day,
Yeah.
add an extra day onto it, and we're gonna be with you all day with
Earlier
obviously
too. Like we're gonna have pre-show for
coverage,
EA.
analysis, the whole thing.
Mitch
it'll be
will storm the stage and yell, "I was right" when ESO gets canceled, which would be a real weird
I
thing
mean,
to say
the
during
crazy
a
thing to do on
conference.
stage.
I knew it! I knew it!
They're not gonna
was that? Yeah.
give it time.